Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We're doing a little podcast here, the Madness and Mayhem podcast, an episode for you to just strap on your headphones and enjoy the smooth sounds of my voice or whatever. Today, I want to talk about something that is this like ubiquitous experience. Everybody deals with this company in some way or another, and that is Disney. I'm not going to talk about Disney, the business aspect. Well, I mean, sort of. I'm going to talk about why Disney parks are so frigging expensive. It is so frustrating to be an adult and like looking at it. And anyway, I'll get to that in just a minute. I hope you are doing well wherever you are today, whether it is day or night, or you just got your new pair of Mickey ears, but you realized you're wearing them in church. Oh no, don't worry. He's okay with that. Trust me. Anyway, so like I said, I wanted to talk about this because like when I was younger, going to Disney was like, and we went to both Disney World and Disneyland as a family. And so like it was, you don't have any context when you're younger and you don't really understand what the cost of things is, right? And when you're coming up, I grew up in an affluent family, you might say. I'm not rich now at all. I walked away from my family fortune. Have another video on that. I think it's actually called Walking Away from My Family Fortune. Anyway, or no, Rejecting My Family Fortune. Can I link that up there? Yeah, okay, right there. Yeah, that's the Rejecting My Family Fortune one. That's a fun one to go listen to. It gives a few more details about why that whole thing happened. Anyway, so when I was younger, we first went to Disneyland when I was, I had to be like 5 or 6. And I remember it. I remember a few rides. The thing is, though, with my brain damage and my autism, I tend to have very fragmented memory. And when I have those memories, they're more like snapshots than they are like actual memories, right? So I don't see like, the things that I did. I see like pictures of them. And I don't know if that's something that a lot of you experience, but like if it is, for everything past, going back in time from about the 1990s back until I was born, that's all. It's all just snapshots. Anyway, so I remember going to Disneyland and we did everything as far as I can remember. And then when I was like 16 or 17, no, I had to be like 15, 16. My family and I went to Disney World down in Florida. Now here's the thing. We had, 6 people on that trip, and I'll get to what that probably cost at one point here in the future here, so hold on for that. So we're going to talk about Disney. We're going to put this in the perspective of Disney World. So let's say you are going to Disney World, and we're going to break down the costs here just so you can see how ridiculous it is. Now, before we get going, any of you that are here as Disney fans, trust me, I'm a big Disney fan myself. I like all the media, I like all the merchandise, all that stuff, but I'm not like, I can't afford it. And maybe some of you, I see a lot of channels on YouTube that are like, oh, I go to Disney and that's my job. Like, how do you get started with a channel like that, right? You just suddenly... I'm going to spend anyway. So here we go. So like for you Disney people, like the real hardcore Disney people, this is all in good fun. I'm just analyzing things and breaking it down. This is all, subjective. This is all like, my opinion on things. Don't hate on me here, please. Don't flood the comments with a bunch of stuff like, oh, we actually, blah, blah, blah. So here's what we're going to do. Our hypothetical situation to start off with will be you just want to go to one park for, let's say, just one day, okay? We'll start off with one day and work our insanity up from there. So here we go. One person for one day, one park is $160 on average, okay? $160. Now, let's say you have a family of 4 with you, mom, dad, 2 kids, okay? $640 a day. Dig deep, folks, because you're going to need that for your family. Now, here's the thing. That does not include food or drinks or souvenirs or even any of the airfare or travel costs that you have to getting there, including staying at a hotel, right? That's just the raw cost, $640 a day just for the tickets. Now, let's say you want to go to Epcot or something. And I think it's kind of a waste to go to any other park during the same day, but that's just me. Because you get a little bit of a discount here when you go to another park. So it's about an average of about $70 that you add for each park. So they give you, a $90 discount on it. But they kind of rely on the fact that you're not going to be as, ready to go and going to all the attractions and things like that. Most people just kind of wander around the park like zombies after they spend the first day at like Disney World, right? Okay, so let's say you and your partner want to go on a little vacation. You've saved up, what you think is enough. We'll get to see what that is. Let's say you and someone else want to go for just a week, right? You want a good vacation. You've given yourself a little extra time and a little bit of extra money set aside. So not including the airfare. And this is the average trip cost for just one park, okay? Two of you, $4,500. And now that's an average of, everything going there. And that's everything except airfare. So that's, an average on souvenirs, an average on the stay that you're going to need at a hotel. Obviously, you're not going to go to one of the main hotels at the resort. Those are ridiculously expensive, like $600 a night expensive. Okay. So that's not including airfare, $4,500. Let's say you're a family of four, right? Let's scale that up. They're suggesting, this is ridiculous. They're suggesting about $7,000 for your family to go. Again, not including airfare. So, tack on another, $800 to $1,000 for that. So you're talking $8,000 if you want to be all inclusive. All right. So let's say you're from the UK. So my UK listeners, here is a little breakdown of what it will be for you. And this is including airfare, right? This is the whole trip back and forth to Disney World. Same thing, 7 days. It's going to cost you £12,000 or more. And for, and if that was broken down into American money, it would be something along the lines of what? UK listeners, you're probably furiously typing. It's about $1,500 or $15,000, I would say, if that was the same thing. You had to get a flight from Europe over to, oh my God. So what they say on the website for Disney, I went and checked this out. They suggest that you bring spending money every day per person should be about $230 per person to just spend on food and drinks and souvenirs. That's an extra $1,000 a day that's on top of some of these costs, okay? Now, the thing is, they've got four separate parks down at Disney World, okay? So they got Epcot, and they got Disney, and they got the MGM Studios, and they got the Animal Park one. And they've got water parks too. So let's say you want to go to all of those. Oh my God, you're spending so much money to get that stuff done. Now, when you ask Disney, right? I went to some news articles I was reading. I was doing some serious news work here. This just in, the Disney execs who they talked to said, and I'm quoting here, the tickets are so expensive because, quote, it optimizes park attendance and experiences for the people paying full prices. And then later on says, and to maximize revenue. You gotta get that cash, get that cheddar, right? So let me translate that business speak into something a little bit more palatable. And it's this, okay? So they want to make the tickets so expensive so that only a certain number of people will go to the park every day and get their experience of paying that much money to, wander around their theme parks. And of course, gotta make the money too. So that's what they're saying. It sounds more like, let's keep out the riffraff. Let's keep out those poor people who can't afford to come to Disney World. Oh, they're blocking up the lines. Now remember, none of these costs include any of that line skipping. None of these things include any special packages or anything you might get. I'm not even going to get started on the Disney cruises. That I could talk another half an hour about the Disney cruises. They're ridiculous. Now, let me address the second vacation that my family went on. Like I said at the beginning here. There was a program in the 80s and 90s. It was called the Gold Key Vacation Package. Now, they don't have this now, Okay, I'm not really sure why. It's kind of, well, yeah, no, I can understand why, because people these days would abuse the hell out of it. So here's what the Gold Key Vacation package was, and this is the one that my family got. We had 2 extra people along. My brother's girlfriend and my brother's best friend got to come along with us. So here it is. It's 6 days. You get to go to all parks, okay? Any of the parks you want, any time of the day. You can get on a tram because you get your own villa, right? There's villas on like Lake Buena Vista and stuff like that. They're like private condos, that a family can rent out. So you get 6 days, all parks, you get a villa, you get 3 meals a day that are covered at any restaurant on the property. Anywhere in any of the theme parks, you can go to 3 of those a day and it's covered, right? So that comes out to about $600 per person, okay? More like, with the inflation costs, I went and looked it up, it's more like $2,000 per person for this program. So let's break that down into modern money. We had 6 people on the trip. That's about $12,000 plus. Now, with what we spent at that place, it had to be more like $18,000 to $20,000. Now, that is a fully inclusive, all things paid for except for souvenirs and the snacks that you get in the park that are ridiculously priced at like $12 for a frigging pretzel. Anyway, not bitter at all. So that price that my parents had to pay for that was absolutely insane. I can't, like, if I wanted to go right now with just me and Mrs. Orpheus, right, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna go to Disney, no big deal, right, it would cost us so much money. $4,500 for us. That's like, how much is that? That's like 6 months of rent almost. That's ridiculous. No way, man. So anyway, have you gone to Disney? Is that something like an experience that you've gone through yourself? If it is, leave a comment in the comments below here. Let us know. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. Do some comments there, like I said, because the algorithm loves to bless people that get more activity on their channel. So go ahead and do that. Let me know what your Disney experience is. And I like I said at the beginning, I love all the Disney little properties and their intellectual properties, like the Marvel stuff and everything right now. But don't even get me started once again on Disney buying up basically everything. Did you know that Disney now owns Doctor Who? Thankfully, though, the production company that they bought, called Bad Wolf Productions, seems to have pretty good leeway, but oh my god, I hope they don't screw up Doctor Who. Please don't screw up Doctor Who. Anyway, I'll talk to you on the next one here on the Madness and Mayhem podcast here on Orpheus Plays. I am glad that you came by, and I hope you do well, be well, and treat yourself well, because you know what? You deserve it. See you next time. Bye!